Now, this is a decent site for reference if you want to maybe check out the speed of a processor, comparing it to another one. You can do it here, or maybe you want to test your own processor and see how it stacks up. Or maybe you're thinking about purchasing a processor. You can use this site as a reference. There is single core and multi core performance on this site as well. Don't just use this site though. If you're thinking about picking up a processor, go to many sites and then determine whether you would want to purchase that processor, based upon price versus performance. All right, so let's go through some processors here. Now, this might or might not come as a surprise to you, and to me, it doesn't, to be honest, because these processors have been known to be very, very fast. So, consider the fact that Intel, well, the 13th and 14th gen processors have the voltage issue. This has been pretty much resolved. If you buy a new Intel processor and you apply the patch to it right at the beginning, you shouldn't have any problems with it. And I believe Intel is going to put extra warranty as well on the 13th and 14th gen processors. And those processors right now are pretty affordable as well. So, top processor here for single core performance is the Intel Core i9 13900KS. Below that is the 14900KS. Very, very close in score here. We go a little further down with AMD. The AMD Ryzen 9, that's 7950X is the top. And below that, 7700X. Below that, the 7900X. Similar results for multi-core performance. You've got the 13900KS at the very, very top. And for AMD, you've got the 7950X 3D. Now, some newer processors are not listed in here, so I'm not quite sure what that's about, but I guess they're pulling these results from the benchmarks that have been done. Again, this is a site that you can just use for reference, and you can download the benchmark if you want to see how fast your processor actually is. And by the way, I am not sponsored by Geekbench. And at this particular moment in time, I'm not sponsored by any company. Now, that wasn't the case when I started doing all this 24 years ago. I was one of the first, if not the very first person to do video reviews. I started doing them in the year 2000. That was 5 years before YouTube started, from the year 2000 all the way up to 2016, when I got sick pretty much of the whole industry and just really tired of doing video reviews. But look at what's happening today. Everyone and their pet, they're all sponsored. Every single product you see reviewed these days, well, not all of them, okay, 99.99% of every single reviewer out there these days is sponsored. And I do mean sponsored. So every single review, every single bit of commentary that you're hearing online, keep that in the back of your mind. So have you tried this Geekbench processor benchmark? And if you have, what's your single core and multi-core performance?